Thank you for joining me today. In this video tutorial, we will look at all of the features and functionality available under the Appearance panel in the Design tab. Before we begin working on the software today, I want to introduce you to the names of all of the areas of the screen that can be changed. Starting with this sample, we can see that the customer has applied a corporate logo in the top left-hand corner. This area on the left is known as the Features panel, and you can make this available to your readers. You can check and uncheck the options that you want to make available to them, and you can move it around the screen, top, bottom, left or right. This box is known as the Introduction area. This can also be modified, where you can change the text, or you can in fact apply an image instead of text at all. The magazine is being presented today in page flip format, but other options available are slide and presentation format. They may suit other devices better. The magazine that you're seeing today is available in normal mode. It's not taking up as much real estate on the screen as a skinless mode, and it also allows you some space if you choose to apply some banners along the top of the screen, and they may be used for advertising, for example, instead. Looking at this next sample, they've simply changed the background color, but it's a very similar presentation. Our next sample from Duke University stores, again this is a normal presentation, but they have enabled the banner on top, and this is where they're reinforcing their brand. You can see that they have also changed the intro box to modify the text so that it's more suited to the style of magazine being presented. They've also modified the features panel for the end user and moved it from the left to the top of the screen. Our next client has taken it one step further. They have their corporate logo. They have changed the background completely and removed the introduction. Let's look at a skinless mode. You can see that in a skinless mode, the features panel does not appear directly on screen for the end user, but you can open it when they choose to view it. You can also do the same with the thumbnails at the bottom of the screen. You can see that this client has removed the introduction because they found it distracting for their readers. This sample from Google I've brought up on screen to show you the alternative to page flipping mode. They've used a slide presentation format, which many of our readers find better for the iPad and mobile devices. And our last sample, I'm going to open this US Open magazine so that you can watch the custom preloader that appears as the magazine is loading. Right here, you can see there's a progress bar and you can incorporate your corporate logo again. With all of that in mind, let's now take a look at our software. I spoke about two different magazine type presentations, normal and skinless. If we choose skinless, then we don't have the option to apply any top banners or advertising on that area. So let's just run with skinless for the moment. In the background, you can choose to have our default, which is none, a wooden floor or a concrete image which we provide with the software, or you can choose to have your own custom image. In which case, you can browse through the system, not choosing to have a color, but choosing to have an image instead. And the image that I'm using today is taken from my demo folder, and I'm going to have a very busy background image so that it's very obvious to you on the screen. Let's just take tulips. Okay, very easily done. Now, the preloader is the image that will appear as the magazine is loading. Again, you can choose to have our custom default, which is the 3D issue logo, or you can choose to customize it and bring in your own custom and select the image. Now today I'm choosing a file which I prepared earlier. It's going to be a little picture of a koala, but of course you could apply your corporate logo instead. And the progress bar color, which is what appears to the reader as the magazine is loading, the colors of that can also be changed. So today I've chosen a bright orange so that it's obvious to you on screen. But again, you can tie this in with your corporate branding and colors. The introduction, you see the default that we present on screen. You can disable it so that it's not distracting, like we saw for the Manhattan Bride sample, or you can choose to apply your own custom intro instead. I have modified one slightly today so that it's quite obvious for you to see on screen. And of course you can start with our default and start modifying from that file itself. So let me just have a look at that. Again, it's all in my demo material under sample pictures, and I've called it new intro. And there we have it. Okay, today I'm not going to choose the page flipping format. I am going to choose the slide presentation instead. Let's talk about theme. Theme is something that we've added to the software very recently. On selecting either the light or dark theme, you will modify the colors and also the dialog box backgrounds right throughout the software. So let's choose light, and I'll explain to you what that means. When I choose light, all of my buttons will appear with a light background. But not only that, all of the dialog boxes presented throughout the software will have that light color background as an alternative to dark, which is presented to you on screen now. Now let's look at the last few options. Spine shading can be enhanced or reduced. You can choose to remove the drop shadow behind the magazine as it's presented on screen, giving it a 3D visual effect. And you can choose to hide the features panel from your end readers completely if you choose to do so here. Many of you may be working in a double byte character set or a language that reads from right to left, in which case you can change the orientation of the magazine by enabling or disabling this box. To preview my changes, remember we're working in skinless mode. I'll click on the preview button, save the changes to the current issue. There's my custom preloader with my orange progress bar. There's my change to introduction. My magazine should be in slide format, which is of course true, and it's in skinless mode, so that if I choose, I've disabled my features panel completely for the end user, but if I want to see the thumbnails, I can bring up the thumbnail panel there. Let's go back to the software now and apply a normal template instead, and we'll apply a banner on top of the screen. I'm now selecting the normal template option, and I will apply a banner at the top of the screen so that you can see that in our demonstration today, and I will unhide the features panel. So let's have a look at that. Let's enable, and let's select banners. Okay, I can add another one. Sample banners, and let's select number 7. Okay, so I have banners 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 7, and I can set a time interval in which I want these banners to rotate. So let's just say with 3 seconds for now, and we'll save that. And let's say that we want our features panel to appear on the top, on the right, or the left. Let's choose the left of the screen. We'll leave all the other options as they were before, and let's preview our changes. Again, the custom preloader with our progress bar in orange. My intro stays the same, and now we have the banners appearing at the top of the screen. And you can see that after 3 seconds, each of those banner JPEGs is rotating. And you can see that our features panel has appeared to the end reader on the left-hand side of the screen as we chose to do so. And that concludes this area of the tutorial. Thank you for watching.